Please welcome back to the stage your host, Simone Sanders Towson.
Ladies and gents, we have made it to our last panel of the day. See, that was a test. Y'all should not be so excited for the last panel. You should want this to go on forever. But I am particularly excited about this panel as well. If you notice, there's a theme for the afternoon, okay? Talking a lot about democracy, elections. And y'all do know that Black women are also candidates. We are running campaigns. We are candidates. We are orchestrating things in front of and behind the scenes. And in 2022, a record number of Black women ran for and won elected office across the country. It's exciting. This is a shift, and I think that this shift is leaving a mark. It's not just policy, but policy making, right? It is movement making. But there are still one too many glass ceilings that we still have yet to break when it comes to Black women in politics. So the women that will be on this panel today, our last panel of the afternoon, they are really at the forefront of some of the most important issues and opportunities and, frankly, elections that are facing our democracy today. They're gonna share some challenges. Hopefully we're gonna get to some hopes, because we need a little hope. We wanna leave y'all on some hope. On the high-end panel, we wanna hear hope. Okay, we're gonna hear some opportunities and also strategies for advancing more women up our political and civic ladders and our hopes for future generations. So y'all have the best moderator possible for today. And as I announce the individuals, if y'all will just clap as they come to the stage. But first up, moderating today's discussion is the incomparable Tasha Cole, okay? Yes, Tasha, come on up, Tasha. She is the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee's Deputy Executive Director and Chief Diversity Officer. Tasha is the first person in the committee's history to hold this role. She also serves as the board co-chair for Running Start. And most recently, she worked as vice president at the Congressional Black Caucus. Tasha Cole, ladies and gents. I told y'all Black women for running for office, right? Well, in 2018, Angela Alsobrooks was elected Prince George's County Executive. She is the first woman to hold the position and the first Black woman elected to the office of county executive in Maryland history. Now, Angela Alsobrooks is running for the open Senate seat in Maryland. Welcome, County Executive Angela Alsobrooks, to the stage. My grandmother would be mad at me that I got this mint in my mouth, but it was best for everyone backstage. And last but certainly not least is the lady that is helping fund a number of these women and helping give infrastructure and organize, okay? Because if you want to organize and get some women elected, you need to have some infrastructure. And that's what Glynda Carr has dedicated her life to doing. She co-founded Higher Heights in 2011 to address the dearth of organizing resources for politically active Black women and the lack of support that they receive and the lack of infrastructure. Okay, it's not my notes, but I think it's important to say. Through Glynda's leadership, the organization has developed several innovative programs and efforts that have quickly solidified Higher Heights' position as the political home and go-to resource for progressive Black women. Please give this panel a round of applause, and I'm gonna let Tasha take it home.
Well, good afternoon. Simone is a hard act to follow, but that is my sister, and I appreciate her, and I appreciate y'all. Y'all look beautiful. Thank you so much for sticking with the program and supporting it. We're so excited to be here. I also want to bring regards from Senator LaFonza Butler, who was supposed to join us, but unfortunately, duty calls. She's in the Senate. They are bringing up the impeachment of our Homeland Secretary in the Senate. And so she obviously, I know someone's shaking their head, exactly right. I mean, because we don't have other business that we need to attend to, but that's another TED Talk for another time. But she is there. She brings her regards. I'll just read her office, and she wanted to send a note, and I'll just read some of it so that you all know that she was here. She is here in spirit. She says, I am so sorry that I could not be there with all of you today. I was looking forward to being in community with so many incredible Black women, many of whom I deeply admire. So she wants to thank All In Together and to all of you for being leaders in your communities and for inspiring old and new generations of Black women to little by little break the last glass ceiling. She wanted to be here. She sends her regards. As many of you have had a chance to spend time with her, taking on an assignment, an appointment to serve the state of California is no easy task. And she has served with distinction, with conviction, and she's still real. When you see her out, I saw her out at something recently. She was like, Tasha, you was gonna walk by and not say hi? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, Senator. So she's enjoying her moment. She's appreciating the leadership and the time that she has had to serve. So with that, I'm so excited to be here with Angela and Glynda Carr. We're gonna spend some time together, and we also wanna open it up for questions. But first, I just wanna give you an opportunity to share what has it been like for you to serve in this role, this historic role in Prince George County, in Maryland. Can you talk a little bit about what that's been like?
So first of all, thank you so much to Tasha. I have to say it is such an honor also to be here with the super bad Glynda and all of these other super bad women who are in this audience today. And you know, when you say, what has it been like? I tell you, it's really been like the greatest joy ever. It truly is a privilege to have the chance to speak for people who I love as much as I love the people I have represented. I came to public service never having expected to run for office. Really came about as a result of necessity. My daughter was 4 years old, and I was saying to a friend, you know what, I feel Alex is growing up in a place that seems less safe than the one I grew up in. And I went on talking about how I could ride my bike all over. Nobody had to look out for me, but it was different. And this friend said to me, well, you know, unless you plan to change it, I don't think we should keep having this discussion. And I have to tell you, it has been, I ran for office. People say she's a really nice lady, but there is no way this girl's gonna be able to pull this thing off. And really, and thanks so much to people like the people in this room. I have been elected, but I mentioned the initial need because at every leg of this, there's been a different need. People I understand because their lives are so much like mine. So when I advocate for childcare, I'm advocating for something I understand. When I talk in all of these spaces, all of the issues have been very personal, so it's been just amazing.
Glynda, I want to piggyback on some of what she shared. Glynda's amazing. Higher Heights helps elect Black women. Many of the Black women that you see serving today at all levels, Higher Heights and her group and her network under her leadership has supported and given wings and life and investment to these women. How much of what Angela has said about needing something different at every point have you seen in Black women when they're running for public office?
I would say that's what we see because that's how Black women lead. So in 2011, I'm, by trade, a political operative, a political technician. I've worked on campaigns and I've been a chief of staff of a state senator. I sat in a Brooklyn cafe in 2011 with a girlfriend who also was the only Black political fundraiser in New York City. And we didn't have the language that day, but it was a, you know how we do. We have brunch or coffee and we're venting. So it's like, I'm tired of being in this room with all these white people. and they think we're a unicorn. So like, where are more of you? Oh, you write checks? Who are you? And we didn't have the language. We wrote the words Higher Heights down that day because we wanted to be aspirational. And what we were looking for was what we've built, which is a political home, a place that is uniquely designed for and by Black women who see themselves in this democracy. And that's from everyday Black women like my great-grandmother who didn't think she was a political organizer, but she ensured that she taught us to bring our house, our block, our church, our sorority, and our unions to vote in every election cycle. And it's those who are bold enough to step out and be embossed in the legacy of Shirley Chisholm to run for office or higher office. And so when we tweeted out the words or the phrase hashtag Black Women Lead in 2014, we didn't know what it was going to be, but it became this. It became rooms like this that we knew there was something about being a room that was owned and operated for and by Black women. Because when we lead different. I mean, when you hear Angela, she leads with her story and her experience. That is what helps to make a more diverse decision-making table in any sector, but particularly where our voices are least heard. But there's been a lot of work that has happened over the last 10 years that I know we're going to talk about. But we want our elected leaders to sit at tables and look across that table and see a room that looks like this, because we bring our authentic legacies and our authentic selves to the way we talk about public policy.
And it's interesting because I think as much as we see the coverage of Vice President Harris, we've got Ketanji Brown Jackson, you know, many of you all I know in this room may have aspired to run for office, currently running for office, thinking about running for office, or know others, but we know there's still glass ceilings, right? We still don't have a governor. I think, correct? We don't have a Black woman running for governor who's been elected for governor in the country. And there's still some other glass ceilings that we have not shattered. Glynda, can you just talk a little bit about where you see what progress we've made and where else we need to achieve for this room as you all think about this and take this information that you've learned all throughout the day back to your communities and to your networks?
I was going to jump in. Thank you, Tasha. So let's look at a 10-year snapshot. Black women lead by the numbers. When Higher Heights started collecting this data with the Center for American Women in Politics, it was only collected as women of color. So we went in and said, we need to ensure, we can't determine where we can be if we don't know where we've been or where we are. And so in 2014, there were just one Black woman serving as a mayor of a top 100 city. We now have 9. There were only 18 Black women serving in Congress. We now have 31, right? There were only 2 Black women serving as statewide office holders. We now have 12. But where there are the biggest challenges, 0 Black women governors, but we've seen competitive races over the last 10 years, like a Stacey Abrams, who you saw earlier today. In this country's history, we usually lead with there's only been 3 Black women who served as US senators, 2 elected, 1 appointed. In this country's history, there's only been a Black woman's voice in the upper chamber for 11 years in totality. Our country is 246 years old, and our voice has only been in that chamber for 11 years. So we're gonna make some changes. What we've seen is that Black women over the last 10 years have made gains in running competitive races. The carrot stick continues to move. And that carrot stick now is about self-financed candidates who are dumping in millions, tens of millions of dollars. Black women can raise money. We still struggle with how much money people, Angela will talk about how hard it is to raise, but she's raised a lot of money for her local election and now the statewide election. It is now about them realizing that Black women are leading across this country. I joked around with some girlfriends at brunch and we're like, name a notable white woman who is leading, right? Before it was Nancy Pelosi, before she stepped down. Right now, in this moment, the Black women that are in the headlines are Vice President Kamala Harris, New York Attorney General Letitia Tish James, Mayor Karen Bass. So some of the women that are garnering much of not only the media attention, but doing bold policy leading are Black women. And when you have Black women leading that boldly, they're being attacked, right? With mis and disinformation, with political violence, and spending millions of dollars to ensure that they don't put any more of us in our seats. But we're more powerful than just a few. And so imagine the collective of Black women ensuring that we are providing the resources, financial and human resources, to ensure that we continue to elect Black women.
We've always seen Black women take on responsibility. Sometimes we're voluntold, sometimes we're appointed, elected. There's a conscious decision that we make. I'm curious for you, as Glynda talked about some of the women that she talked about, they started out maybe in municipal, state legislature, and then made a decision to do a career shift, seek out a promotion, ask the voters or constituents to put their name forth. And I'm curious, what were some of the decisions or thoughts that you had when you decided that it was time for you to do something different, to give back in a different way to your community?
So, as I mentioned, when I initially ran for office, it was again out of necessity. I initially came forward, put my name on the ballot as a delegate to the Democratic National Convention. So, one of the things I'll say to the women in this room is you can always get started at various levels. That was a great way for me to come to know a lot of people in the party. I got to know a number of the members of labor leaders and others, and really gave me a way to kind of enter. And then in the next cycle was when I decided I'm going to put my name on the ballot to run for state's attorney. So there are many different ways to enter into elective office. But the one thing I want to say, I want to build on something that Glynda mentioned when we talk about the needs that we have for women who are running for office. We have a really great need also for women who are consultants. There are so few Black women who are in the consulting space, which means as we look out to raise money, sometimes it's difficult even to find communications professionals. You look, there are so many needs in the area of politics that have nothing to do with just the elected, but you need around you a group of people who have the kind of experience and who will understand you. You know, it's a whole different exercise to communicate about Black women in office. I'll give you an example. In one of my first candidates debates in this particular race, I have a guy in my race who is, I have to say, very abrasive, extremely confrontational. And so in the first debate, he came out, he attacked right away. He started saying essentially that I had lived off the government's dime my whole career. What kind of dog whistle is that? Because I started as a prosecutor, and so I've worked in government throughout. So anyway, throughout the course of this debate, he was, really attacking. And so at some point I let him get two or three in before I attacked back, before I responded. Well, wouldn't you know, the next day the press covered it. And the headline was Alsobrooks, in reference, it said something to the effect of visibly irritated. And that that it was the discourse was coarse or something. And here I responded once to something he said, and I was the person who was described as visibly irritated and given the whole thing. So anyway, we had to call the newspaper, and they also, I'm a mother. I am an unmarried mother. Let's just say that I have a child, and I'm not married. And they described me as single mother in the article. I have never described myself as a single mother, but somehow they said, and she's single mother, just, ascribe that to me. So we had to call the publication and say, first of all, I don't know where you ever got that term from. And the second thing is, why didn't you describe his demeanor? And somehow you only described mine. So I'm an angry Black woman and a single mother. It's like all of these things, but you have to have people who are working with you, who understand how to communicate on your behalf, how to advocate on your behalf, because the challenges are very different for Black women who are running in these races. And us not having the number of consultants who have the skill set is really important. So one of the things I've done in this race is to hire a number of people, some of whom are working in this race for the first time. I hired a young woman who just graduated from Hampton University last year. She's on the fundraising team, and she has gone everywhere I have gone. She's my call time manager. She knows every single donor that I know. And so we have to really begin to give opportunities very early so that we develop a whole roster of consultants who can help us in these elections.
And she's so right. I mean, I came into this in politics so many years ago, and I won't date myself, but the number of Black women who were involved at that time compared to the number of Black women that are involved now has just increased. But there are still barriers. Many of the barriers that we see and the dynamics that you see in other sectors exist in politics. But I really want to double tap on what she said about when we are in positions to hire, promote, bring in Black women, we have to take those opportunities. I have been blessed to see those opportunities. I think Glynda and we have served on a number of panels together that we were invited by Black women. But we also have allies like Lauren and others who create these spaces and curate these spaces for us to have these opportunities. So I really hope that we can take what she is saying back again to our communities. If you all know someone who's running for office, oftentimes you have to ask that person. When women, I think the statistics is that they have to be asked 2 or 3 times to run for office, right? But when women run, they win at the same rate. So oftentimes, if you know someone that's thinking of running for office, You have to encourage them. You have to put that forward. You have to go to your network of women at the beauty salons, wherever that may be, at church. You know how we gather, the brunch group, your group chats. If y'all like me, you're on a lot of group chats. One is going off right now as I'm sitting here. So I don't know what the fire is. I'll find out when I look at my phone. And you know how it is. You like 30 in and you're like, well, I can't even comment because they moved on to the next topic, right? Amen. I'm not the only one. Okay. But we have to take that. We have to take that back, and I want to give you a chance to share. How have Black women in rooms like this helped you? How have they supported you? How have you seen that throughout your career?
Oh my goodness, let me just tell you something. I would not be where I am if it was not for Black women. Black women have shown up for me when I say every step of the way. And how can I count the ways? Let me just talk about Glynda. So Glynda has been there since we started, the first day of this campaign. She has not only helped us to raise money, she's hosted virtual events, and then she showed up one Saturday a few weeks ago in the pouring rain with a group of other women to door knock. They showed up with t-shirts on, they've come to events. I've had women who have just offered, they've hosted, they have introduced me to their networks, they have given advice. You know, one called and said, Lord, girl, what kind of makeup rouge is that on your cheek? Because it looks crazy right now on this interview. And you know, and this is a friend, right? But they have given all kinds of just advice, and they have contributed and just done everything. And because of the support that I have gotten in this race, where we have now seen the greatest amount of spending in any Senate race, any Senate primary in the history of the country. I'm in a race with a man who has to this moment spent $43 million trying to defeat me. But let me just tell you this, we had an internal poll last week that says we are now statistically tied with a man who has spent $43 million. And that is because women have shared on social media. They have shown up at events. They have served as validators to their husbands and brothers and others. And so this is how it has worked for us, is that I have found, and I want everybody to hear it, that there is nothing quite like the women in this room. Black women have supported me I know you hear something to the contrary. My experience has been, it has not been true. I have been overwhelmingly supported by Black women, and I am really grateful for that.
Glynda, you wanted to say something?
I just wanted to add to our soon-to-be senator. She has raised money and ran a good campaign, being outspent. What she didn't mention is that $40 million was self-financed. So when you talk about the direction of this democracy, right, about people that look like the people in this room, ensuring that our votes, our money, and our voices are heard, that we collectively have to engage so that our elections and our democracy doesn't continue to be bought.
Well, I know our soon-to-be statewide senator, I think she may have to go, but I think we wanted to take some questions. If there were questions from the audience, because, you know, we want to make sure that she stays on the, you know, focused on her day job and all the work that she's doing to have a new job, a new promotion. So if there are any questions, I think there's a microphone wandering around. If anyone has any questions, we want to give the opportunity for that. But I think I see.
Hello?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Hi, my name is Mercy Agutu. I work for the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation.
Yay.
I'm research coordinator. Hi. And I'm also hoping to one day be a policy director in education policy. And one question I have, as a young person, oftentimes when I have these big aspirations to be like in a leadership role, I'm often met with the challenge of people not seeing the capability because of my age. So what is your advice for other Black women like myself, the one they want to maybe be elected officials, be directors, to stay positive and optimistic when oftentimes we're told we're too young to lead?
Well, Mercy, I think you just answered a little bit of it.
Oh, no, not really.
You talked about confidence, never losing your confidence, and you already know by virtue of the question that the assumption is wrong, that you're not able to lead because of your age is just a wrong assumption. And I think there is no substitute for excellence. And so my suggestion to you is just to continue to be excellent. And I tell you that the opportunities will continue to find you. And you know, of course, that success is habit forming. So you succeed and then you'll continue to succeed. And you know what? I'm going to give you a little secret, and they never stop doubting you. And that's okay too. You'll succeed in spite of whatever the perception is. You'll never miss an opportunity. And I have to tell you also, just never begrudge any opportunity. You know, I've had some that I wasn't sure where it would lead, and accepted the opportunity, did the very best I could. And before I knew it, it opened yet another door. So I tell you, you know, to continue to look for opportunities, kill it every single time, be the most prepared person in the room, and make sure you treat people well. Because what I have found, and I think this is true in almost every sector, is you will succeed most often because of your relationships. There is no way, really, relationships become so incredibly important. How you treat people, it really does come back to you over and over again. I can tell you, even in this moment I'm in, people who I met 10, 15 years ago, they recall how you treated them and they will come by and help you. But what I wanted to tell you is they never stop doubting you, and that's okay. I called just yesterday. This is just an example. I have so much support. The governor of Maryland supports me, Senator Van Hollen, Congressman Raskin. And in spite of all the support, I called one woman and she said, "Oh, I just want to let you know, an official, I'm not going to be able to support you." And I said, "Wow, okay." I just wanted to ask her, what was the deciding factor? And she said, "I don't think Maryland's quite ready for a Black woman senator." This is what somebody told me yesterday. Now, here I have been the elected state's attorney, the elected county executive, leading the second largest county in the state of Maryland through COVID and everything else that would show me to be objectively a person who's well qualified. And people have elected me over and over again, and she still felt that it was not quite time to elect a Black woman. And you know what I said? I thanked her very kindly and called the next person, because for every one who says no, 100 will say yes. So you hang up and go find the 100 who will.
All right, I think we want to give a moment for Glynda. Do you have any closing? A little closing. Few moments.
Follow the advice of Angela. But we are in a pivotal moment. Obviously, every election cycle, we say it's the most consequential election cycle. Y'all, it is. This one is. And it is going to be the Black women in this room, in our networks, that will have an opportunity to move this country forward and not backwards. Our polling has shown that Black women feel our power in this moment. So my mother named me Glynda, like the Good Witch of the North. And one of the things that Glynda said, right, is that to Dorothy is, you've always had the power, dear, right? We just have to use it. The country knows we have the power. That's why we're being attacked. And so this year we need to, if you haven't volunteered for a candidate that inspires you, volunteer. Angela talks about us coming out in the rain. Y'all know we didn't, we got to our office where like these Black girls were like, "It's raining my hair." Right, but when you have a candidate that inspires you, you will knock on doors, you will make phone calls, you will tweet, you will amplify. We are under attack on social media, right? This mis and disinformation, particularly as it connects to our vice president. We are trendsetters. People look to Black women, how we wear our hair, what we're wearing. Nielsen has done some research that shows that micro-influencers, which is all of us in this room, right? We don't have to be Beyonce, that people are looking at what is in your feed. And so ensure that what you are spreading is truth, right? Fact check. And if somebody inspires you, issues, candidates, elected officials, post about it, because your network is looking and watching for you. Finally, we move billions and trillions of dollars, Black women, mostly on our hair and our shoes and our pocketbooks. And so in this election cycle, if you haven't given any money to a candidate or an organization that inspires you, let's create a political budget, right? If you already give, can you give a little more? This year, I'm stretching myself. What does my monthly giving look like? How many candidates I'm going to give? We are sophisticated voters. We can be sophisticated political givers. And if you want to know how you can put this entire strategy together, Higher Heights is your political home. We're a national political organization of a network of Black women helping to help Black women to vote, run, win, and lead. And so we're so happy to partner with Lauren and the great program today. So when you walk out, everybody's getting a Black Woman Lead pin. All I ask you to do is to rock it, use the hashtag and tag us at Higher Heights, and click the QR code. And all you have to do is give us your information to become a member. And then we will welcome you into the political home with training, with networks, and opportunities to be in conversation year round with an amazing elected women and candidates and senators to be.
And we're going to give Angela an opportunity to make some closing remarks.
So to Tasha and Glynda, thank you very much. Lauren, everybody, thank you so much for having me. And you know, I'd be a horrible candidate if I didn't ask the women in this room for your support. I have 27 days before one of the most consequential elections we have seen, especially in the state of Maryland, an opportunity in my state to not only elect a woman, because we have a 10-person federal delegation without any women. All 10 of our federal representatives are men. The eight congressmen and 2 senators are all men, so we have an opportunity to do that. But you know as well that in our country of over 2,000 senators, we've only elected, of course, 2 African-American women. And this time, I tell you, we are neck and neck, and we are on course to win this election. And so with your help, please tell, as they say, Lottie Dottie and everybody about the race in Maryland at AngelaAlsobrooks.com, and any way that you can support, we'd be most grateful. If you can make phone calls, please share it all over your networks. Those who can contribute, please do. And again, thank you all so much for all the support you've given. Let's keep going. We are getting somewhere, and I really do appreciate all your support.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Please welcome back to the stage your host, Simone Sanders Townsend.
All right, we got about 5 minutes, so I'm just gonna come down from behind the curtain. And we're just gonna chat amongst ourselves, ladies, about the experience we had today before we bring our fearless leader, Lauren Leader, out. I am definitely interested in folks' thoughts about just what are your biggest takeaways from today? So we're just gonna go around the room and share some takeaways. Please, anybody? I'm gonna come to my sister in the back in a second. Yes, ma'am. And is there a mic, another mic? All right, well, in the interim. Here we go, give it to me. Yes, what are some short, just takeaways? What's your name?
My name is Monica Bertrand. I work for Bloomberg.
All right, and you know what? We need to give it up for Bloomberg because they're one of our biggest sponsors today. And you know, y'all fabulous ladies can't have the day working from the Conrad without the support of people like Bloomberg. Yeah. So what was your biggest takeaway?
I think this allows us to refill our cups before we go back into our workplaces and organizations and government and everything else to really continue to do the work, because we know that every day or many days it's a challenge. Mm-hmm. And we need to refill our cup, and we need to take the opportunity to do that. So thank you. We know Lauren very well from previous years associated with Bloomberg, and we are just grateful to be in this room with all of you.
Well, we appreciate Bloomberg. Give it up for Bloomberg, ladies. I think you're right. My cup definitely felt filled. I appreciate it. I'm gonna step on you, Nia. This is my assistant, Nia, everybody. Y'all clap for the young people. They need mentorship. If anybody want to be Nia's mentor, she's taking every opportunity. All right, Miss Ma'am. What's your name?
Sharika.
Okay, Sharika, you look very familiar. Oh, from Memphis. I was with Sharika in Memphis about 2 weeks ago.
Yes, she was. She does this work, real life. And in Memphis, we have a MACE program called the Memphis Academy of Civic Engagement because they have taken civics out of school. And so one of the things that really resonated with me is that voting is not magic. It's medicine and it has to be done over and over
Stacey
again.
Abrams said that. That was
Stacey Abrams said that. And also that the three things that they're trying to do is to delegitimize, to litigate, and dismantle. And so that says to me, that's how we attack voter apathy. And so I'm taking that back to Memphis as soon as I can get to the airport.
I love
Thank
that.
you.
That was a good one. I like that takeaway too. I was in the back taking notes because I was like, this is a good one. We got some takeaways from my sisters back here. This is a fabulous pink jacket. I know you got some kind of takeaway. What's your name, ma'am?
My name is Leslie Morrison. I'm from Merck.
Woo! All right, Merck. Okay. It's a lot of Merck in the room. See, I knew it.
So I would just say I'm walking away empowered, energized, and just really ready to go back into the workplace without that mask as my true self. And so just thank you to all the women here, all the panelists. It's really given me an extra battery in my back to keep going.
Oh, I love that. All right. Shout out to Merck. And the tweed jacket. Okay, I'm here for the bold colors. My sister in the green jacket. Are you also from Merck?
I'm not.
Oh, where are you from?
I'm from the Obama Foundation.
Oh, well, all right, Obama. I'm just gonna start calling on people in the crowd, honey. Now, what's your takeaway?
I think I was very excited to come here today. I came from New York. I'm a little tired because I've been up since 4, trying to get on that train to get here. Yeah. But I think just being in community with all of you today, being at the Obama Foundation, my sub-team, I'm with men all day and not men of color. So just being in community with Black women and hearing from Black women and hearing about experiences, and also with myself going through personal transitions and even hearing like the mental health conversation is just really, really great. And I think my sister somewhere over here mentioned about filling of my cup, and I feel like my cup is full.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else? Yes. Make my way. What's your name? Where you from?
Hi, everybody. My name's Maria Suture. I work at Wiley.
All right, Wiley. This is the Wiley section.
Coming to you from Boston, Mass, a proud Latina. And I think the biggest takeaway that I would do for today is that not every environment is made for us. And that's okay for us to know. But if we're doing this in community, like our girl over there said, that we can do anything we want together. So as long as we're thinking about that, uplifting each other at every point and making sure that we share what we want, how we want to achieve it, we can help each other succeed. So I think that's my biggest takeaway for today.
See, that's a good gem. See, I had missed that one. Okay, I got 2 more. We're going to go here and here. I saw you in the hallway. I was like, I'm not going to tell y'all exactly what she said, but I was like, ooh, I love this shirt. Is this so-and-so? And she was like, no, it's so-and-so. I said, I love it.
I'm not ashamed. It's from TJ Maxx.
Yeah, she was like, it's TJ Maxx. I said, I'm going. See, I want to tell everybody because I'm a gatekeeper. I was going to go get it.
No.
Now it's going to be sold out.
You better hope. Yeah, $24.99.
What?
It was a good deal.
Other than me getting my deals for the outfits.
Okay.
Today, what was your takeaway, my sister? What's your name?
Okay, my name is Queenette. I'm from Bloomberg.
Oh, okay, Bloomberg.
Fantastic. Well, actually, one of my biggest takeaways is something you said. It's about not dropping the Black, right, from your profession. It is not a crime, right? Like I work in television. I'm a Black television news producer, or rather, overseeing a show. I'm Black first. That's not a crime. I don't need to drop that. I don't need to, say, oh, I'm just here to work in television. My experience matters. It counts. I'm looking through a window.
Yeah.
My experience is valuable. And the stories that speak to our community and all that we've been through and the things that we're accomplishing and working for are a part of the national conversation. They're not niche. They don't belong at the bottom of the rundown, the first to be on the chopping block. They're in the A block. That's the top of the show, guys.
Yes, come on, TV Talk, yes. Top of the A block. Yeah, that's such a good takeaway. And Alexi McCammon, my takeaway from her, she was like, they can see. You come in the room trying to say, well, I'm not here to represent all women. Well, we see you. Are you also from Bloomberg?
I'm from Bloomberg Industry Group.
Ooh, come on, Bloomberg industry? Well, industry, what was your takeaway then? What's your name?
So my name is Deborah Crimes.
All right, Miss Deborah.
And my biggest takeaway was something that I do that I just like to be validated and heard it here. And it's don't be the comfortable Black woman, ask the tough questions. And at my company, I'm always asking questions and they're always looking at me with the side eye, like, why is she asking more questions? So just continue to ask those tough questions.
I love this, period, as the girls would say. I mean, absolutely amazing. Y'all give yourselves a round of applause as I make my way back this way. You know, my biggest takeaway from today is that high quality engagement among high quality women across the board in the industry is very, very important and key. Because my cup got filled up and was full from being here. And I just want to thank All In Together for the work that they continuously do to create space for us to have conversations like these, gatherings like these, the data that they collect, because the data matters and can and does influence the conversation. I want to thank all the board members. And I want to bring up and thank Ms. Lauren Leder. Someone who, what I love about Lauren, when I first met Lauren, she said, you know, we do a Black Women Lead Summit. And I said, well, who is we, Lauren? Because I did. I was like, I like you, Lauren, but who is we? And she's like, oh, it's not me. It's not me. It's the ladies on the board. It's not me. And that is what I love about Lauren. People talk about allies. I don't want any more allies. I like accomplices. Because accomplices are there with you when the work is getting done, when the crime is being committed. And they go down with you. And so, Lauren, thank you for being such an amazing accomplice in this work. We love you. And Lauren will have our final word today. Give it up, Lauren Leder!
Oh, no. Give it up for Simone Sanders. Oh my God. Oh my God. I literally just said backstage, I'm like, we're booking you for the next 5 years. So are you all with me on that? Do we agree? I mean, oh my God, Simone. I mean, really, I love Simone so much. And she's like such an amazing, I mean, what do you even say about how incredible she is and what she did for this room? So I'm a little emotional right now. I was really so moved by what you all were saying in the sort of wrap up and the takeaway, and I'm gonna have trouble because it was so beautiful. And the love in this room today was so magical. And everyone felt it, I think, from the minute they walked in, and the power and the grace and the beauty of this community and what you all are doing. And I've said this in previous years, and I will say it again. This program is truly the honor of my life to get to do. I'm gonna cry again. And it really, I'm deeply moved by your leadership and your perseverance and all the extraordinary things you do. I have to say an amazing thank you because we really are a we, and I have an extraordinary team. And I really want to acknowledge Priya Langavan, who is not here because she's now getting ready for our gala, Nicole Bailey, who you all met before, Emily Prendergast, and our teammate Jill, who is in New York because of a family issue. She couldn't be here. She was devastated not to be here after working on this for months. So please give a round of applause for my team. I'd also like to thank our amazing social media team from the Get Social. They are a Black, female-led social media company based in California, and they've been part of our team for the last 2 years, and they are amazing. So she was backstage going, make sure that you tell them to follow us on social. So y'all have to follow us on social, please, all at aitogether.org, and then all of our socials are all in together. Please follow us. We are a meaningful and uplifting place on the interwebs, like we are in this room, and we take that really seriously. We also have an amazing PR team who's here today from DKC. So we have lots of people that make this happen. And of course, a huge thank you. Could I ask all of my board members and sponsors that are still in the room to please stand? Celeste, please, Bloomberg, P&G, Amazon, Wiley, thank you. This truly could not happen with all of you. So I just want to say thank you. Should we do this again next year? Okay. I think 5 years is still not enough. I think we have to keep going. So it is our 10th anniversary. Some of you will be celebrating with us this evening. I'm just so moved by the day, and I really love you all, and I'm grateful for your support and for your trust in me and in us to come today and be with us and give us your time. And so thank you all. Have a great afternoon.